There are three strategies people use to pay off credit card debt: Debt Snowball, Debt Avalanche, and my favorite, Velocity Banking. If you search any of those terms on YouTube, you'll find 100 videos telling you theirs is the best. Some will show you beautiful charts. Some of them will show you spreadsheets. Some will throw around terms like psychological wins and interest optimization and cash flow arbitrage. But almost none of them will put all three strategies side by side and run the same household through every single one. That's what we're going to do today. Same income, same debts, same monthly cash flow. Three different strategies. We're going to see exactly what each one does to your interest costs, your timeline, and your financial stress. And by the end, you're going to know not just which one wins on paper, but which one actually wins for real people like you and me. I'm Dan with Pay Down Debt Solutions. Stay with me. Here's the household we're working with. Take-home income, $4,500 a month. Non-chargeable fixed expenses, rent, car payment, insurance, things that can't go on a credit card, $2,800 a month. Chargeable monthly expenses, groceries, gas, utilities, subscriptions, entertainment, movies and things, $1,100 a month. Positive cash flow, $600, so they're not doing too bad. And here are the debts. Card A, $6,500 balance, 22% APR, $195 minimum payment. Card B, $3,200 balance, 28% APR, $96 minimum payment. And Card C, $1,400 balance, 19% APR, $42 minimum payment. Total debt, $11,100. Total minimum payments, $333 a month. This is a real household, not a best case scenario, not a disaster by any means, just a normal person carrying a normal amount of credit card debt, trying to figure out the fastest, cheapest way out. Now let's run it. The Debt Snowball Method was popularized by Dave Ramsey, and it works like this. You list your debts from smallest balance to largest, ignoring the interest rate entirely. You pay minimums on everything, and you throw every extra dollar you have at the smallest balance until it's gone. Then you take that freed up payment, roll it into the next smallest, and so on. The payment snowballs as each debt disappears. It's psychologically brilliant. The wins come fast. You see accounts going to zero, you build momentum. So let's run our household through it. Step one, Card C is first. Smallest balance, $1,400 at 19%. Our household has $600 in positive cash flow per month. They throw all $600 at Card C plus the $42 minimum. Card C disappears in approximately 2 months. It's great. Now the freed $42 minimum stacks onto the next attack. They're hitting Card B with $600 plus $42 plus $96, its original payment. That's $738 a month toward a $3,200 balance at 28%. Card B has gone in roughly 5 months. So remember, we're only 7 months in. Now everything rolls to Card A. $600 plus $42 plus $96 plus $195, the Card A payment. They're firing $933 a month at a $6,500 balance at 22%. Card A has gone in roughly 8 more months. So 15 months, $2,150 in interest. That's the snowball. Gets bigger and bigger as you go. Not bad, but let's look at the next strategy. The Debt Avalanche method flips the logic. You don't care about the smallest balance, you care about the highest interest rate. The reasoning is pure math. The card with the highest APR is costing you the most money in interest every single day, killing it first, and you stop the bleeding at the most expensive wound. Then you move to the next. Financial experts love this method on paper, and for households with big differences in interest rates across their debts, it can save real money. So let's run our household through it. Step one, Card B gets hit first. Highest APR, 28% on $3,200. $600 of extra cash flow plus $96 minimum payment, $696 a month toward Card B. Card B falls roughly in 5 months. Now that $696 rolls to Card A. They're throwing $696 plus that original $195 minimum payment, nearly $900 a month at $6,500 at 22%. Card A has gone in roughly 9 more months. Card C finishes last with everything stacked on it. It's small, it disappears fast. 7 months, $1,980 in interest. The Avalanche saves about $170 compared to the Snowball, but it takes 1 month longer because you're not getting that real quick win on the smallest balance. $100 savings, 1 month longer, that's the trade. Both of these are solid strategies, genuinely, but neither of them is doing what I'm about to show you, my favorite, velocity banking. If you're new to this channel, here's how velocity banking actually works. And I want to be precise about this because there's a lot of confusion online about what makes it different. Lines of credit charge interest on your average daily balance, not your balance at the end of the month, not your statement balance. The average of your balance on every single day of the billing cycle, known as the periodic daily rate. Velocity Banking exploits that calculation by routing your income not needed for non-chargeable expenses directly to your debt destroyer card on day one. The moment your paycheck hits, your balance drops. And from that point forward, every single day, you're paying interest on a lower balance. Then across the month, your chargeable expenses flow back through the card. Groceries, gas, utilities, and your non-chargeable expenses like rent, car payments are paid directly as usual out of your checking account. Your average daily balance gradually rises back up. The result, your average daily balance for the month is significantly lower than if your paycheck had just sat in a checking account doing nothing while your card balances ran up interest at full speed. Less average daily balance, less interest charged every single month without earning more money. In Velocity Banking, we pick one card as the debt destroyer. For this household, we're going to use card A. It is the highest monthly payment and an available credit limit high enough to absorb the monthly chargeable expenses. Here's what changes. Instead of the $1,895 of income not needed for non-chargeable expenses landing in a checking account and sitting there doing nothing, it hits card A on day one. That $6,500 balance drops to $4,605 instantly. Over the next 30 days, $1,100 in chargeable expenses flows back through the card. Balance climbs from $4,605 back up toward the $5,705. Average daily balance for the month, approximately $4,055. Compare that to the traditional approach. $6,500 sitting there the whole month. Interest with Velocity Banking at 22%. $4,055 times the daily periodic rate, which is a big number. It's 0.006027 times 30 days of the month. We're going to do the average. $73.32 interest without Velocity Banking. $6,500 times that big multiplier again, that 0.0006027 times 30 equals $117.53. That's $44.21 saved in 1 month on one card, just by routing the paycheck to the right place, instead of just leaving it sitting in your checking account, earning the bank interest. With Velocity Banking, that $44.21 automatically goes to paying down your balance faster. Meanwhile, the $2,800 in non-chargeable expenses, they get paid from your paycheck as usual. It only takes 9 months to pay off card A before moving on to card B, the highest APR card. 28% on $3,200. That's $2.46 per day disappearing before we spend a single dollar that day. After 9 months of minimum payments, the card B balance has dropped to $2,908. $989. Now remember, your Velocity Banking card A, so card B and card C, you were still making minimum payments on it. So, 9 months goes by, the balance dropped a little. The available income used to pay off card B has increased to $1,991. Card B falls in roughly 4 months. Now here's where it gets interesting. That freed $96 minimum stacks onto the next target. We pivot to card C, $1,895 plus $42, roughly $2,033 a month to attack the remaining card C $1,254 balance. Card C is gone in just 2 months. 9 months, $747 in interest. Let me repeat that. Velocity Banking gets this household out of $11,100 in credit card debt 6 months faster than Snowball and 7 months faster than the Avalanche, and saves $1,403 more in interest than the Snowball and $1,233 more than the Avalanche. That's a mouthful. With the same income, the same expenses, the same monthly cash flow. The only difference was a system of when and how to move your income. Let me lay it out cleanly for you. Debt Snowball, 15 months, $2,150 in interest. First win in 2 months, which that feels good. Low complexity, high motivation. Debt Avalanche, 16 months to pay off all the debt. 16 months to pay off all the debt. $1,980 in interest. First win in month 5. Low complexity, mathematically optimized, but slower emotional payoff. Velocity Banking, 9 months total. $747 in interest. Active every single month, using the same budgeting skills that you already have. The Snowball gives you the fastest first win. The Avalanche saves you the most money compared to doing nothing, but velocity banking beats both of them by a long shot. Not by a small margin, but by hundreds of dollars and multiple months. So why isn't everyone doing it? Velocity banking requires one thing the other two strategies don't. You have to direct your paycheck to a credit card. For some people, that's a mental and behavioral shift that feels uncomfortable, even if the math is clearly in their favor. The Snowball and the Avalanche work within your existing habits. Paycheck goes to checking, bills get paid from checking, extra cash flow goes to the target debt, if you're lucky enough to have extra cash flow, right? Velocity banking asks you to change the routing. That's not a reason to avoid it, but it is a reason to understand it before you start, which is exactly what we teach on this channel. Choose Debt Snowball if you've tried to pay off debt before and quit. You need the emotional win of seeing an account go to zero. Just everyone needs a win. You're not carrying significant differences in interest rates across your cards. The psychological momentum is worth more to you than hundreds of dollars in interest savings. The Snowball is not a bad strategy. It gets people out of debt who would otherwise never start. If starting is your problem, the Snowball may solve that. Choose Debt Avalanche if you are disciplined and math motivated. The interest rate differences between your cards are significant, think 12% versus 28%, and the savings are real. You don't need early wins to stay on track, you just need the numbers to be right. The Avalanche is the most interest efficient of the two traditional methods. If you're going to do the work anyway, you might as well do it in the order that costs you the least. Choose velocity banking if you're already managing a budget successfully and paying your bills every month, which that's what most of us are doing, right? I know that's what we're doing. If you can budget to survive, you can budget to be free using velocity banking. You have consistent, zero to positive cash flow, meaning your income reliably meets or exceeds your expenses every month, not just in the best version of your budget, the real budget. You're willing to redirect your paychecks and manage your spending from a line of credit. And you want to get out of debt faster and pay less interest doing it than either of the other two strategies allows. Velocity banking isn't complicated, it's different. And that difference is what makes it more powerful. Before I let you go, I want to say one thing that applies to all three of these strategies. Every single one of these strategies all depend on your cash flow being real. Not your best case budget, not your if everything goes perfectly this month numbers, your actual cash flow. Average over 3 months of real bank and credit card statements. For the Snowball and the Avalanche, this matters because your extra monthly payment has to show up consistently. If your real cash flow is $200 when you think it's $600, your timeline triples. The strategy still works, it just takes longer than you expected. And that expectation gap is exactly what makes people quit. For velocity banking, cash flow accuracy is just as critical. If your expenses outrun your income in a cycle, the average daily balance rises instead of falls. The math reverses. You need to know your real numbers before you start. This is why we put together a free 90-day cash flow audit worksheet. You pull 3 months of statements, you add up everything that actually left your accounts. You divide by 3. That number, not your guesstimated budget, is what you build the strategy around. The worksheet is free. The link is in the description. It'll take you an hour, and it's the most valuable hour you'll spend on your finances this year. 3 strategies, 1 household, and 1 winner. Velocity banking gets our test household out of debt 6 months faster and saves them $1,233 to $1,403 more in interest compared to the most popular debt payoff methods on the internet. Not by magic and not by luck, but by changing where your money lives during the days it's waiting to be spent. The Snowball wins on motivation, the Avalanche wins on simplicity, velocity banking wins on math. If you're already managing a budget and paying your bills, you have everything you need to run this system. The skill isn't new, the target is just better. The full velocity banking setup guide, debt destroyer selection, paycheck routing, how to track your cycles is linked below. If you haven't watched it yet, that's the place to start. I'm Dan with Pay Down Debt Solutions. Go pay down some debt.